Do you think we could ever stop a race halfway through and then for hydration purposes or advertising purposes and then stop the race again? How crazy is FIFA at the moment? Fucking hell. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Coastal Boys Boy. Andrew's still in the house. I'm still standing in. Our latest or our newest replacement's coming soon, Andrew. I'll be able to just focus on my Overs Cadovers tipping winners.
Thank you, Joe. Hope everyone's well. Hope they've had a good weekend. Some interesting games of football. Not the result we wanted last week for South Africa, but Bafana, maybe they can pull it out next time. But a really interesting tournament and an interesting week's racing. We have the Blue Riband of racing, probably one of the top 3 meetings in the world coming up this week. Royal Ascot runs from Tuesday through Saturday. Myself and yourself will be throwing out some bones for the public, stuff we've studied and heard about, and I'm really looking forward to that. But tomorrow we have our usual Kenilworth Tuesday. I'll find you a bit of value in a couple of races, and even my nap, my Andrews Arrow, is quite a decent price, and I thought a massive runner.
Andrew, what percentage of the world's population do you think jumped up for joy when Curaçao scored yesterday?
I would say 98% in the stadium jumped up, even if you were against them. I know one of my friends would have certainly jumped up because he's backed North Korea to score the least goals. And I think his only danger was Curaçao. So he would be jumping for joy.
Can you believe it? That country's got 150,000 people, or that island.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. A little bit of other housekeeping. Do you think we could ever stop a race halfway through and then for hydration purposes or advertising purposes and then stop the race again? How crazy is FIFA at the moment? Fucking hell.
FIFA, that's what it's about. I mean, some friends of
Unbelievable.
mine are going to the match on Wednesday, England versus Croatia. And I asked a friend of ours, what's the cheapest ticket you can get? Thinking if they were like 200-300, might have been an idea to go watch. Now, 1,500 minimum. And
That's
it's not even good seats. It's like a nosebleed, and I'll probably take 3 hours to get up there. You've got to walk up all the stairs.
Yeah, at least you can roll down. At least you can roll down. Right, so you've got something race 1 at Kenilworth tomorrow. Let me read through the betting. The betting on soccershop.bet is Juliet of Verona, 14 to 10, 90 to 10, Peace Garland, Isabella, how I miss you, 4 to 1, 5.5 to 1, Golden Shimmer, 13 to 1, and better the rest. What are you? Your ever-growing followers, Ed.
Thanks, guys. Don't forget, as Joe would always say on Overs Lovers, don't forget to subscribe and like and do all those things. I'm still learning all that. An interesting race kicks us off. It's a maiden juvenile plate for the girls over 1,400 meters. It looks a race in 4. A couple have had a load of chances, and the one that I've fallen on is number 4, Golden Shimmer. Craig Zack on board for the Justin Snaith yard, looking for improvement. I'll run through the others. Isabella's had 2 starts for Lucinda Woodruff. Keegan de Miller back on board, rode last time. He ran behind a horse called Fog in Finland. He lost his whip with 150 meters to go. The race before was green. There and thereabouts. She's there and thereabouts, but I think she'd have to step up her game. Juliet of Verona, the current favourite. Alda de Mata for Candice Bash. She's had a few winners. Drawn 2. Last time was drawn 6 out of 11. No, the straight. She was 16 to 1 that day, so she's shown quite a lot of improvement on the track. Obviously, she hasn't been showing too much at home. I think a worthy favourite, but at that price is not for me. Peace Garland, Mikhail Michelle, claims a 1.5, drawn 3. She holds Isabella on the run behind Fog in Finland. She's been consistent to a point. She's never been unplaced. She's improved. The last 2 starts have been 2 seconds. I thought she messed it up last time. I thought she was just too far behind before running 2.5 lengths behind before sunrise. And now we get on to the one that I think is value in the race, Golden Shimmer. Shrewd money for it on debut. She shorted from 25 to 1 into 12 to 1. She raced a bit green, never really put in the race by Andrew Fortune. A nice educational. Craig Zacky, champion-elect Jockey on board. She's coming on the right way. She is held on the hot water run, but I think with the first run and her experience, at 6-7-1 each way. I do not believe you can get hurt, and I think and I'm expecting a big run from her. So my each way bet in the first is number 4, Golden Shimmer. Craig Zaki for the Snaith Yard, drawn 4, and away we go.
Awesome. Then your next selection is in race 3. Now, we've got a couple of comments asking for us to do the whole card. We will start doing that again. We're just finalizing some of the Ian's work. So at the moment, we're just focusing on Andrew's main bets of the day. And you should, by following them, you should get a profit out of it.
Should. I believe we will.
Sierra Nevada, 16-10 on Soccer Shop. Madra Rua, 2-1. 9-2 Serenity. 8-1 Sicily. The Big Bang, 9.5-1. 11-1 and better the rest. It's 1,000 meters at Kenilworth, Andrew. Race 3. What have you found for the viewers?
Very, very interesting race. The horse that I'm going for has had 16 runs for 7 places. I will get to him in a bit. I'll go from the top. Sierra Nevada, a first-timer for a 2-year-old first-timer for Justin Snaith. His comments were, let me just get to the comments box what he said. I don't know if this is positive. It is positive, but not overly positive, I thought. But read into it what you will. He has said, nice type. Oopsie, there goes my earpod. Sorry, guys. If not too green, should be in the shaker. That's what his comments were for this horse. Cost 2.1 million. We think it's quite a lot of money, but in today's world of bloodstock, 2.1 million is probably just an average decent horse. He is well bred, obviously. Rafif out of Silver Mountain by Silvano. More like a staying type for me, but we'll have to wait and see on debut. The second favourite is Madra Rua for the James Crawford Yard. Richard Ferree on board. Ran behind Witch Hazel from the Lucinda Woodruff stable last time. Kept on for second, got beaten 5 lengths. He has been costly to follow, and it's a horse that the stable have liked. They backed him into favourite 3 times, and he hadn't delivered. So it depends on how strong Sierra Nevada is in the race. If he is a bomb, I mean, he will take the beating, but he is a juvenile taking on older horses. The others in the market, the Big Bang, I think, has had enough chances. Has had 3 places from 9 starts. Will have to lift his game. Kim Chanel threw in her best run last start behind Diamond Baron. She will need to improve, I think, to run against these. And the one that I think at value is number 5, Sicily, from the Lucinda Woodruff Yard. She has a 4-claimer apprentice, Edward Muller, on board. His last 4 runs have been 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, just off them. Over the 1,000 meters, gets the 4-kilogram allowance. Plus, Edward Muller had a winner on Friday. He rode a horse called Klainsy for the Greef Yard, and he rode it perfectly well. All he's got to do is something similar, nothing, as they say, keep it simple, stupid. Let the pace go up front, sit slightly off them, and kick at the right time. And I think we're going to have a big run at 8-1, number 5, Sicily, for the Lucinda Woodruff Yard, with Edward Muller on board. Confidence in his veins. And then, sorry, Joe, and then the other one that I haven't mentioned is number 8, Swift Serenity. Another one, she's a perpetual place giver. She does get the claiming Mikhail Michel for the female allowance of 1.5. So she's racing on 56, a nice lowish weight. You can take her in your swingers or your trifectas because you know she's always going to place. She's gone over the course and distance 8 times and placed 7 of those 8 times. Nice as an owner, an ATM, but if you're a punting owner, she's cost you a bit of chunks. She's cost you chunks because she's been beaten 4 times as favourite. And she just needs...
Sorry,
Joe. Carry on, Joe.
That stable is allergic to green on form grids.
Yeah, they do. I didn't mention earlier that they have had rain in Cape Town, so it is going to be yielding or soft in the going, and it does make a bit of a difference in the next race for me. That's my nap on the day, my Andrews Arrow at Kenilworth.
So Andrew's arrow, take us to the race, Andrew. Race number?
Lucky number 6.
Race number 6, where Major Master is 3-1, as is Gold Juboski. 4-1, Pump It Up. Bentia Manu, 4-1. 5.5-1, Rockapina. 8-1, Handsome Prince. 15-1, and better the rest. Your bet on the card, Andrew. Race 6. Put us out of our misery and into the profit.
I think it's a magnificent price. Number 2, Major Master. This 4-year-old son of Master of my fate for the Kansas Backyard. Alda Da Mata on board. Was due to run and the meeting was cancelled last week. There was a lot of money for him. Stable were very confident in that race. His course and distance, 1 from 1 distance, 4 times, 3 wins in a second, coupled with the fact that he's run 5 times in the wet for 2 wins in a place, and the other one was just off them. That run behind Chasing Rainbow was excellent. He beat Boogie Fired last time. Boogie Fired last time. He comes with he was handy last time, more handy than usual. He comes with a strong rattle. I mean, he beat a horse called 10 Penny, who's a nomination in the July handicap. He beat Regulation that came out and won at the weekend. I mean, this is a strong form rounds and strong horses he's run against. And his joint favourite is a horse called Gold Gaboski, who's run against Demanding Dave over the sprint trip, stepping up to 1400 for only his 3rd time. He has placed both times over 1400. His positive is that he gets Craig Zaki on board for the Justin Snaith yard, but at 3-1, I think very, very skinny for me. Of the rest, in the market, Rockapina, I think she's a cracking filly. I think she'll win something decent one of these days. She hasn't won for 567 days. That's my very big negative for me. That's the only problem with her. She's coming off a 44-day rest. I think she's the class filly in the race. She's the stable companion to number 2, the one I do like, Major Master. She's drawn 1. It'll be interesting to see her run, and I'm looking forward to see her coming on. Of the others, Pump It Up, an expensive son of Denot Patina, won well on her second start over 1,200 meters. They've been stepping up in trip. She ran a 3rd behind Buffalo Bull, then 2 lengths, a 6th behind Jet Force. Another one that I think will have to come forward. The positive for her is that he does like the soft going. 3 runs for a win and a 2nd or a 3rd. I think would be in the trifectas. I do think they rate him highly. And then we come to Menta et Manu. Richard Ferry back on board. He rode this horse behind Chasing Rainbow over 1,600 meters. He's jumped back on board. Distance, 4 times for 1/3. Course and distance, never placed. Soft going, anything with a yielding or soft in the wet, 1 place from 5. It's not a horse that I've ever really fancied. I think he's flattered to deceive, even though there's Richard Ferry on board. Interesting jockey booking. I'm not sure if you could have chosen to ride that or Gold Gaboski, because he's ridden Gold Gaboski 3 times before. Craig Zaki is now on that. Be interesting if we hear anything in the publications. Mane Manu, also quite short in the betting. Not for me. I think massive value at 3-1 in my Andrew's Arrow Major Master, even though carrying a lot of pudding, 62.5. Has won with 62.5 as he did last time. I think he's a massive price, and I'm expecting a massive run. Another horse you might comment on is number 5, Billy Bowlegs. That was yours at one stage, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was our horse many years ago. We sold him. I'll tell you what I do want to comment on. Aldo Da Mata is currently on percentages the leading jockey in South Africa. Is riding at 22.1%. He is such a underrated, top-class rider, this guy. He gets a lot of... He might as well work for Dulux because he's got colour. He's got colour on his form grids all over. Top jockey to have on a horse for you. And I'd like to see him ride a little bit more. He hasn't had a lot of rides this season, but boy, when he swings a leg over, I think he's got the right work-life, home-life balance going. He's ridden a lot of winners, Andrew. 22.1%. He's not a strike rate to sniff at.
Yeah, one of the top 3 jockeys in Cape Town, I would say. Probably behind Craig Zaki and Richard Ferry. and all the other visitors.
Yeah.
He's riding for a strong stable, and they generally do have cycles, the Candice Backyard. I would like to see him get more rides for other stables. I think he does ride for McLaughlin now and again, but maybe his agent needs to put out more feelers. But he probably only rides work for Candice Bass in the morning, so it would be unfair for those work riders that ride week in and week out for him to
Yeah.
steal
What
the
I'm saying,
rides.
get a good run for your money with your Andrews Arrow. Right. Tomorrow, Andrew, starts one of the best meetings in the world, Royal Ascot. Not for me, I have to say, because I don't like dressing like a penguin, wearing a tie, wearing a hat. So I avoid it like the plague. But we are going to preview 3 races. Surprise, surprise. You're going to preview race 1 and race 3, and I'm going to preview race 1 and race 4. I'll let you go first. Race 1 is the Queen Anne Stakes, straight mile, Group 1. Fantastic race to kick off the meeting. I'd love to hear what you've got to say on this card. They are betting at the moment 15 to 8 /2 to 1. You can get Notable Speech. 4 to 1 More Thunder, 4 to 1 Opera Bella, 7 to 1 Doctors, 9 to 1 and Better the Rest. Shoot.
I'll know my fate early. My Andrews Arrows is Notable Speech. I'll go through a few of the others before I get to the crux of Notable Speech. More Thunder, second favourite from the Haggis Yard. Done nothing wrong, this horse. He's a hold-up horse, and I think there's not going to be enough pace for him. They do generally run solid races in Royal Ascot, but it'll be interesting to note. He is a hold-up horse, and I think one of the main contenders. Opera Bella, the stable companion to Notable Speech. Opera Bella has done nothing wrong. Just getting my form line here. He won at Maidan. This is the front runner. He probably set it up for Notable Speech. Of the others, Zeus Olympias from the Cole Burkyard. Nice outsider to put in your trifecta, currently 10, 12 to 1. And a big price for the back end of Quartet's is a horse called Cicero's Gift. Ran second last year in this race, but his form has gone off. I mean, he's got a 4th and a 7th, but one to include in your trifectas and quartets. And now we get to the horse that will start my week and hopefully put a few shekels in my pocket. Number 6, Notable Speech. Done nothing wrong. Really, really class act. 16 runs, 8 wins, 2 seconds, 2 places, wins all over the world. Stable think very, very highly of him. The only slight negative for me, I think the stat is Charlie Appleby has only had 1 Royal Ascot winner from 36 runners. Let's hope he can double his total tomorrow, and he will be having more in the week. I think they have a strong. Their year has been good. They've got their horses seem to be much better this year, and I'm expecting them to have 3-4 winners on the week. And we'll kick off my Andrews Arrow. Stable tell me fit and well, chomping at the bit. Can't wait to get to the races tomorrow to open the meeting with Notable Speech.
Overs Cadovers for me. Notable Speech. I know your ear's pretty close to the stable, but the boys in blue will kick off. I don't know if you can back the following in South Africa, but over here we can. I would be backing Charlie Appleby to be top trainer. He's got a big chance this season, Andrew, or this week. He's got a lot of good runners. I think they'll run 1-2, a Notable Speed. Funnily enough, I also fancy Chiquero's Gift to run 3rd, 4th, or maybe you can fluke 5th place somewhere and somebody will lay you odds, but this is the wrong price, 2 to 1 for a high class, high cruising horse. Notable Speech. That'll win the first race of the day tomorrow, viewers. Right, on to the 3rd race, which is, we're not going to quote times because people watch this from all over the world. Beautiful race, this, Andrew. The King Charles III Stakes, Group 1. Chunks of runners here. You have to be a brave man, but you have found something. And I know we spoke before we came on. Overpass from Australia is 100 to 37 to 1. Night Raider 8 to 1. American Affair and Ravka 10 and Better the Rest. I don't have an opinion in this race. I've got one in the next. What do you think here?
Each way play for me in this race. You should get top 4, but with a lot of concessions out there, you might even get top 5. I'm back in number 21, Ray Vecker for the Grafford stable, Henry Grafford stable. Cracking sort. Preparation being perfect, and the stable spoke highly. He ran third last year at Royal Ascot, which I think is always a plus for a horse to have been to the course and done that. The speedsters in the race, interesting was this Overpass, all the way from Australia. Hasn't won in a while. It's coming off a 73-day rest. Ran behind Car Ying Rising. Ran, I think, a place that day behind Car Ying Rising in the Everest. And was a strong field. But I think he'll have to lift up his hooves a little bit. Night Raider for the Carlberg yard, 2 wins in a row. I know the stable do give us a big squeak. The old man in the race, Asphora, won a couple of times at Royal Ascot, but getting a bit long in the tooth. Currently about 12 to 1. And one that I found near the bottom of the board. Let me just get there. Sorry, guys. To include in your trifectas at a massive price. One that I'm going to put in my trifectas and quartets. Currently 100 to 1. Number 18, Magera from the Ed Walker yard. Kieran Schulmark on board. I've been watching this horse and I think can throw in a decent type of a race at a massive price. But Raveka would be my main bet. It would be remiss of me to not talk about Mission Central from the Aidan O'Brien yard. I think probably one of the main challenges to the Appleby and the Gosden team for trainer of the week. Ryan will probably be the top jockey of the week, I should well imagine. This horse has done well, but again, last 2 runs won both starts at Naas in Ireland. Sure, the drop back in trip to the 1,000 will suit. I think more a 1,200 meter horse now. And I think we probably get 8, 9, 10 to 1 Raveka. Try get 4, 5 places each way. The green colours of Henry Grafford, expecting a massive run.
Right. Thank you, Andrew. Right. We'll close off with the St. James's Palace, which is a fantastic race for 3-year-olds. They're betting 5 to 6, Bo Echo, the Guineas winner. G-Stad, 11 to 4. Talk of New York, 5 to 1. 11 to 1 and better, the rest, which is Puerto Rico, 100 to 1, Power Blue, and Lord Britain. Andrew, the whole country's on this horse, Bo Echo, undefeated over a mile, loves the good to firm, 5 to 6. But I don't know if you've had the pleasure of watching this horse, Talk of New York, run. I think Appleby's got a machine on their hands here. Barwooten Bassett out of an Irish mare called Usharet. She's from the Shamadal line. This has only been beaten once at Maidan, but this horse's last start was visually so impressive. Just tore away 5.5 lengths, put up a good time, and for me, at 5 to 1, you're getting a bet to nothing. Here in the UK, they'll lay you quarter of the odds in the each way scenario. So you're getting it just about 11.25 to 10 if it runs second. It cannot run third, fourth, or fifth. Talk of New York for me each way, and it could topple the majestic Bo Echo.
Yeah, Bo Echo does look a bit skinny in the market. I mean, he's running its 2 Class X. Don't forget G-Stud. G-Stud's done nothing wrong. Strong stable, Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. I mean, won the Coventry last year at this meeting.
Yes.
By 3 lengths at Irish 2,000 guineas. He won well. I mean, it looked like quite a hard ride to get there winning the Irish guineas. I don't think he's no slouch. Talk of New York has been very visually impressive, but I think we'll have to step up his game. And the rest, I mean, they've got Puerto Rico, that's probably going to be the pacemaker in the race. And then we've got 200 and the 300 to 1 shots, making up the numbers. Good luck to them. Pick up 4th or 5th. You're getting big money for state checks.
Each way option. If it was a 4-horse race and we didn't have those 2 rank outsiders, and the each way option's dead. So for me, I think the profit around 162 or 612. I'm hoping the 6 is first or second.
1 second, Joe. There will be people that will be offering 3 places. Taylor, Talk of New York might be just a shade of odds on. So have a shop around. I mean, Royal Ascot, there are tons and tons of free offers and a lot of value to be had this type of meeting.
All right, and when will we see you again?
We will be doing something again tomorrow evening for Ascot.
Perfect.
We'll put it out the night before, and then on Thursday we'll do the Fairview card.
Perfect.
Called with Royal Ascot, And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Let's start off with notable speech, Major Master, get a few shekels in the pocket, and kick on for the week.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for following. Subscribe. See you later.